What's happening, family? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with my people. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. Just boxing talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast, channel, or anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the History Channel. This is the Monday afternoon edition. How is everybody doing this afternoon? Back into another work week. The cycle starts all over again. Hope your week is off to a good start. Mine is. The work day is over. And like I always say, there's a lot going on in the sports world right now. It's just a great time to be a sports fan. NBA going on, NHL season, National Hockey League going on. What's up, GP? Everything's good, bro. Good to see you. Gregory Pratt, hashtag JBT, aka GP, in the building. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the History Channel. I was just talking about how good it is to be a sports fan right now. Got the Super Bowl coming up this weekend. We had 2 boxing cards this past weekend. Got Thursday night boxing this week. It's just a great time to be a sports fan. Mike Masick, welcome aboard, bro. Mike Masick in the building. Salute. Good to be back with my people again. Starting out a new work week. I'm going to touch on those cards we had this weekend briefly. And today we're going to talk about boxing promoters and promotional companies. You know how we do it over here at the History Channel? We touch on everything boxing. Because you know, the most important part and the part we enjoy the most is when those two people get in the ring and mix it up. But that's just a part of it. And that's where Cast Sports, the History Channel, comes in. I put you down with everything that gets us to that point. And today it's going to be promoters. There's Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT, the mayor of YouTube Boxing. What's up, Thomas Hill? How was everybody's weekend? Mine was okay, but it's over now. We're back into the grind. Salute, Thomas Hill, JBT. I'm going to touch on the fights this weekend. Now, I know you probably heard about them by now, but you haven't heard the Cast Sports version yet, okay? And here we got a date on Bivol and Beterbiev. I think it's June 1st. So that's good news. Okay. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Has Tyson Fury and Usyk been rescheduled for March? I thought I heard that, but I wasn't sure. I haven't seen it anywhere in writing. But I hope that's the case. Aunt McQueen in the building. What's up, Ed? And the Rise Podcast is in the building. Salute to the Rise Podcast. That's our leader of the JBT and our anchor leg. Closes it down at 9 o'clock every night. Just the door and turns out the lights on the JBT day. The Rise Podcast. Salute. Hope everybody's day is rolling along smoothly. And I hope this next couple hours, if you spend it with me, it makes your day just a little bit better. You know, got a big card coming up Thursday. Teofimo. I finally saw the whole card. Teofimo and Jermaine Ortiz is headlining it, and the co-main is Keyshawn and Jose Pedraza. I got Keyshawn. I like that fight for Keyshawn. Good veteran fighter. Knows his way around, Jose Pedraza. Think he'll give Keyshawn some needed experience. Might show him a few new looks that he haven't seen yet. Because Jose's seen it all, you know. Fire resume. Been in there against everybody. And it's a pretty good card. Because we got George Acosta, Renee Tellez, Duran. We also have Dylan Mason. Yeah, Dylan Mason is on that card. Going up against Benjamin Gurman. And I think the Charlie Sheehy versus Abdel Sauceda. I thought Emiliano Vargas was on the card, but apparently not. We got Javier Martinez versus Raul Solomon. No Alan Garcia, Thomas O'Neillis. Yeah, I don't see Emilio. I thought sure he was on that card. But nope, it don't look like it. Because they had been matching him and Keyshawn up card for card, you know. Would have been leading to something down the line if they kept winning. But no, Emiliano doesn't appear to be on it. Oh well. Can't get everything. But it's still a fire card. And that's Thursday night. Thursday night boxing from Top Rank. And we're going to talk about them today. Bob Arum and Top Rank Promotions. Remember that last Thursday night card was the Shakur and Edwin De Los Santos. But did anybody hear that Tyson Fury and Usyk was rescheduled for March? I thought I heard that, but I'm not sure. But I know we got Bivol and Beterbiev. June 1st is the date. Yep. So we got some big fights coming up. Waiting on the face of boxing. Boots trying to find somebody that's willing to fight him. You know, after the fight Saturday, Eddie Hearn said that Conor Ben wants all the big names at 147. Isn't Jerome Boots Ennis one of the big names at 47? So what's up, Eddie and Conor? We're going to talk about old Eddie in Matchroom too today. Okay. Him and Barry. Daddy, Barry Hearn. Yep. Don King Productions. Boxer. Mayweather Promotions. Can't forget Oscar and Golden Boy. Frank Warren, Queensbury Promotion. And the first promoter that I heard of was Tex Rickard from Tex Rickard from back in the early 1900s. I think he promoted his first card around 1903, somewhere in there. He was the first known promoter. But I knew there had to be promoters before him because it was fights. Somebody had to set him up, right? But Tex was one they say that made boxing fashionable and highly profitable. Okay. was Tex, yeah. He even refereed a few fights. He had one fight where he tried to get the President of the United States to referee the fight, but he turned it down, of course. So Tex refereed it himself. Remo, hashtag JBT, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion in the building. Got a couple more days to go past before we get our next one. I think this will be the first one with his new producer. So that's going to be something to look forward to. See what Remo's new producers add to the show. From what I've seen, it's going to be positive. Because they both were talking some good stuff. Producer and co-producer this morning. Yeah. There used to be some producers like that. They're good information they gave Remo. One of them said he sounded kind of robotic. Good information for you, Remo. Yeah. And we're going to talk about these two cards. Not just briefly, you know, because I know you heard enough about them, but you haven't heard the Cash Sports version yet. So, Remo, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion, hashtag JBT. Also, www.richthreads.com. That's Remo too. And he's part of the JBT. And we also got the mayor of YouTube Boxing is part of the JBT, Thomas Hill. That's big there. But was everybody's weekend okay? We all made it till another Monday. It's time for 2 o'clock Shorty to do his thing. We had Jay Hardcore in the hangout this morning. Just Do Boxing. He's gonna do his thing after me. Then Jay Hawk gonna spin the block and come back at 8. Then the Rise podcast gonna shut it down in style at 9 o'clock. That's a fire lineup, and it's Monday through Friday. Okay. I heard one of them big million subscriber channels this morning spreading Bill's lies. I went in the chat, they saw that JBT wouldn't even acknowledge me, man. You know, I heard Bill was paying $30,000. Would y'all be too upset at me if I get that $30,000 and, you know, I'll just spread his lies for a couple of days, you know. Would that be okay? Nah. I keep my 10 people and my integrity and my morals and principles. Where I take another man's money and go around spreading his lies. You know? It's just crazy. I can't do that. I'm a tank ducking Devin and lying to his fans and all kinds of nonsense, man. I just politely excuse myself from the chat, you know. But it's ridiculous. Beautiful day here in Baltimore, Maryland. In the 40s, sun beaming down. Another work week started. I done got through my first day. I guess Lonnie Lee will be popping in soon. D for the win in the building. I usually wait till about 2:30 to get started. Get some more of my people time to get in. Salute D for the win. How are you today, bro? We're going to be talking about boxing promoters and promotional companies today. All the way back to the first known one was Tex Ricard. He promoted his first fight about 2003. Like I was just saying, I'm sure there was some before him because there was boxing and somebody had to set him up, right? Showtime, the guy, passed. Salute, Showtime. Good to see you, bro. How are you today? That's my friend from St. Louis, Missouri. Showtime, the guy pass. Welcome aboard. All these people are members of the hashtag JBT, Just Boxing Talk. Just because you don't see that JBT behind everybody's name, we're all members of this fire organization. Hashtag JBT, Just Boxing Talk. Just a group of people that love to talk boxing, always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a channel or a podcast or anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That ain't asking much. Oh, you're peaceful, Showtime? That's what's up. You know? Okay, let's start talking about these fights from Saturday. We had 2 cards. Okay. The first one was headlined by Joshua Buatsi and Dan Aziz. You know how I am with names, don't laugh. You know who I'm talking about. That was in the light heavyweight division. Okay. And Buatsi won a 12-round unanimous decision. And him and Aziz were friends and former training partners. Yeah. And that fight was for the British and Commonwealth championships. Yeah. Most of the fights on this card was for the British title, the Commonwealth title, the English title. It was a lot of UK fighters on the card. I think it was promoted by Boxer. Yeah. At first I thought it was Eddie Hearn, but I believe it was Boxer. I'm gonna talk about them too. They've been promoting for, I guess, 5-7 years, something like that. Boxer. They used to have those tournaments. Yeah. But they got some pretty most of all these fighters on there, like Caroline DuBois, Adam Aziz. Yeah, they promote all those. All those people are their fighters. Yep. Now, Aziz and Buatsi was friends and former training partners. Now, for the British and Commonwealth titles. Now, Buatsi got a pretty wide decision, but the fight was a little better than the decision shows, because he won by 117-109 on 2 judges' cards, and the third one had it 116-110. Old school. William Old School Orant in the building. What's up, Old School? Must be off today. Is the weather bad down there in New Orleans? Pretty good up here in Maryland today. But good to see you in the building, Old School. Salute. Yeah, Thomas Hill, I agree. It looked like Aziz was having some kind of issues with his footwork or something. But Buatsi was throwing punches at the time, so I can see why the referee gave them to him, but yeah, kind of questionable. Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. But salute to William Old School Orant in the building from New Orleans. New Orleans. Okay. Now, the decision was pretty wide. 117-109 on 2 cards, 116-110. Now, Buatsi knocked Aziz down 2 times, both in the 11th round, but he couldn't close the show. He did throw a furious assault at Aziz in the final round, but he couldn't get him out of there. But he was a step ahead of Aziz the entire fight. They fought at long range over the first few rounds. Okay. Now, Boazzi did have the sharper attack. He was mixing his punches well, to the head and to the body. And Aziz was trying to push his way inside. Mike Masick. What salute, Mike? Now, Aziz was trying to push his way inside early. Okay. Now, there were some good exchanges in the third round. And Aziz had a little success at mid-range, right? And over the next few rounds, there was a lot of good exchanges, but Boazzi was clearly getting the best of it, especially at the end of the fifth round, okay? He caught Aziz right at the end of the round with a nice left hook, right hand combination. Okay, then the middle round, Boazzi controlled the fight behind his jab and a good body attack. Well, Aziz was putting up a fight though, because he had Boazzi bleeding from the mouth at one point. And Aziz had his best round in the ninth. Okay, landed some hooks to the head and followed up with some nice body shots. But Boazzi responded well, kept control of the fight. Now both knockouts came in the 11th round. And like Thomas Hill was saying, they were kind of questionable because it looked like the knockdowns, both of them seemed like Aziz had some issues with his footwork. But like I said, Boazzi was landing punches at the time both knockouts happened. So the referee really didn't have no choice but to give him credit for him. Anyway, Boazzi won a wide unanimous decision. Now this fight was a WBA light heavyweight title eliminator, okay? So it puts Boazzi in position for a shot at the winner of the Bivol Beterbiev undisputed fight coming later this year. Now, Boazzi is 18-0, 13 knockouts. That was Aziz's first loss, drops him to 20-1. He has 13 knockouts. Okay. Also, now Adam Azim versus Enoch Paulson. That fight was at 140, and Azim successfully defended his European super lightweight title, but he didn't get the clean highlight reel finish he's used to getting. Okay. Now both fighters spent the opening round trying to establish their jab, and Paulson was showing off some nice footwork, operating at a safe distance from the dangerous Azim. Now in the second round, Azim began having success with his right hand because Paulson was carrying his left hand kind of low, and Azim was coming right over the top of it. Thomas Hill says, all facts cast. Moisture in his soles also with fatigue was responsible for the loss of balance. Yeah, but Boazzi was landing punches at the time though, so the referee, I could see him giving credit for the knockdown, but they both were questionable. I agree with you on that. Yeah. Now, Paulson was carrying his left hand kind of low, and Azim was coming right over the top of it. Landed some good shots on it. Okay. Now, Paulson was concentrating on throwing simple straight shots, and he was avoiding getting drawn into exchanges early because, like I said, Azim, he is dangerous. Okay. So Paulson was trying to keep from getting drawn into exchanges with him early in the fight. Okay. And Azim just kept working, taking what he was given, constantly chipping away at Paulson. And the fight was kind of nip and tuck. Okay. But Azim was building a lead. And Paulson seemed like he was trying to save himself for the later round. Now in the fifth round, they was engaging at close range, and Paulson threw a right hook that glanced off Azim's arm, and it went up at an awkward angle, right? Now he had dislocated Paulson. He had dislocated his shoulder in a previous fight, and he recognized the familiar pain, so he took a knee, and he was unable to continue. So Azim won by 5th round stoppage due to injury. And he takes his record to 11-0 with 8 knockouts. Paulson, that was his first loss. He dropped to 14-1, and he has 5 knockouts. Yeah, T. Hill says good scrap. Yes, he still felt that Boetsi won the fight without the presence. Yeah. He still had a good little lead, T. Hill. He really didn't need the knockdowns, Yeah. And then Caroline Du Bois went up against Miranda Reyes. This was in the lightweight division for the women. Now, with the win, Du Bois set herself up for a shot at a major world title. And she threw a shutout, okay? All 3 judges had it 100-90 in her favor. Now, she may have scored a shutout, but Reyes did make her work for it. Okay, Reyes forced the fight to be fought at a furious pace. Now, they had traded words and a shove at the weigh-in. Okay, so it was a little bad blood coming in. But Du Bois' skill and speed was too much for Reyes to overcome. Okay, now Reyes tried to use pressure, but Du Bois was moving in and out nicely, ducking punches, falling out with her own offense. Reyes got a cheap shot in after the bell in the 2nd round. Okay, but it didn't faze Du Bois. She came back out in the next round and got right back to work. Reyes was cut in the 5th round, and it didn't get any better for her after that. Du Bois controlled the action the entire fight and finished the fight in commanding style. He goes to 9-0, 5 knockouts. Reyes dropped to 7-2 with 3 knockouts. Now, Ben Whitaker's fight, wow. Ben Whitaker fought up against Khalid Grada. Oh, where's old head Jay at? Hopefully he's learning how to pause. That's old school. Probably resting or going around the block. Yeah, you're right, T. Hill. He was going to lose anyway. Yeah. Zim probably would have stopped him eventually. Yeah. Now, Ben Whitaker. Okay. Now, he had a dominant performance. He stopped Grader in the 5th round. Now, he boxed nicely using upper body movement, throwing straight punches, and he was even leading with uppercuts. Okay. Now, Grader took a knee in the 2nd round after a nice hard Whitaker left hook to the body. But Whitaker, instead of going for the finish after Grader took the knee, he did a 360-degree spin on one leg. And that got him a warning from the referee. Okay. Now, he got back to business in the 3rd round, scoring well with his right hand when he went first. And he also was going good with the right hand off a counter. Now, in the 4th round, Whitaker opened up his bag of tricks. Okay, he got another warning for slapping Grader on top of the head, right? Then he broke into a dance routine. Then he got another warning, flicking with the back of his hand. Okay, yeah. Whitaker put on a show in that 4th round. Right, got 2 warnings for showboating. Now, he clearly had Grader frustrated because he was swinging and missing badly and getting hurt by hard counter shots. Now, in the 5th round, Whitaker finally stopped showboating, and he had Grader hurt throughout the entire round. He eventually pinned him on the ropes, and they exploded on him with a 2-handed attack, mixing body shots with uppercuts. And Grader went to the mat. And the fight was over. It was stopped. Now, Whitaker says he now has his eyes set on the winner of the main event, Jonathan Boetsi. Whitaker goes to 6-0, 5 knockouts. Nice early knockout rate. Grader drops to 10 wins, 14 losses, 5 draws, 3 knockouts. Okay. Now, elsewhere on the card, Francesca Hennessy defeated Laura Berlin. Jimmy Chikiva beat Konstantin Dobyshenko. That was by points, 58-55. They were heavyweights, by the way. Okay, and then on the next card, just real quick, Conor Benn was going up against Peter Dobson. And Burner at the hard-fought 12-round unanimous decision over Dobson. The scores were 119, 109, 118, 110 by 2 judges. Okay. Wide scoring again, but the fight was a little bit better than that. Okay. Now, Ben came out aggressive and he was chasing Dawson, but when he finally settled down, he started to land some eye-catching shots with both hands. Okay. And Dawson looked reluctant to engage. Now, over the next 3 rounds, Dawson began to let his hands go. And he caught Ben with a couple of good right hands, and that got Ben's attention. You know, Dawson also showed a solid chin because he ate some pretty good shots from Ben early in that fight. Okay. Now, Dawson was clearly behind on the cards as he got to the halfway point because he wasn't busy enough. Okay. But he had done enough to have Ben's attention. He had landed some good shots in the first half of that fight and slowed Ben down a little bit. Now, in the second half, Ben began to work off his jab, right? And the lead hand was impressive, I must say. But Dawson hung in there and he rode it out. Now, both fighters had success in the late rounds, but of course, Ben had more of it. Now, Dawson was working off a 20-month layoff, and it showed. His work rate was low compared to Ben's. Now, this fight was the first time either one of these guys had been past 10 rounds. But the fight did remain intense into the championship round. Okay. Ben was impressive in the final round, slipping some big shots, falling back with some of his own. And after the fight, like I was saying, Eddie Hearn claims that Ben wants the big names at 147. Like I was saying, it's a guy in that division named Jerron Boots Anderson just begging somebody to challenge him for his IBF title. So again, what's up, Eddie? What's up, Connor? You know, you want the big names at 147? One of the biggest ones right now, Jerron Boots Anderson, don't have a fight, and he's got a title. So there it is right there. Anyway, Ben goes to 23-0, 14 knockouts. And elsewhere in the card, Austin M.O. Williams got a win over Armel Umbaba Yasa. 7th round knockout. They were middleweights. Williams is 16-0, 11 KOs. That was Sasa's first loss. He's 10-1 now, 7 knockouts. Johnny Fisher beat Dimitri Besus. First round TKO. That didn't last too long in the heavyweight division. Fisher is 11-0 with 10 knockouts. Very good knockout rate. Okay. Besus is 10-2, 5 knockouts. Khalil Cole beat Gerardo Osuna. 2nd round TKO. That didn't last long either. Now, this fight had knockout written all over it because both of these fighters had knockout rates in the neighborhood of 90%. Okay. Cole got 6 knockouts in 8 fights. He's 8-0. Rader had 18 knockouts in 21 fights, and that was his first loss, 20-1. George Ladard beat Andrew Buchanan, 6th round, unanimous decision, 60-54 on all 3 cards. And finally, Jimmy Sands beat Alejandro Avalos, 1st round knockout. Okay, that one didn't last long either. Let's get into these promotional companies, okay? Everybody all right on this Monday afternoon, starting a new week out. This is Cat Sports, the History Channel. Okay, you know how we do it over here. Oh, I read that. Yeah, Old School says, where's old head Jay at? Hopefully, he is learning how to pause. Oh, man, Old School. He's learning how to pause. Okay. Okay, now the first promotional company, like I said, is going to be Tex Records or Ricard, however you want to pronounce it. I'm going to say Ricard. Okay? Now, back of water. Okay. Now, Tex Ricard was born on January 2nd, 1870 or 1871. Okay. Not sure which, but one of those years. In Kansas City, Missouri. He died on January 6, 1929 in Miami Beach, Florida. He was an American gambler and fight promoter who made boxing fashionable and highly profitable, okay? And that was way before Don King or the Bob Father. Tex Rickard was doing it. Okay. Now his promotions featuring Jack Dempsey, world heavyweight champion from 1919 to 1926, attracted the first $5 million gates. That's $1 million or more in ticket receipts. Now, after being a cattleman and a town marshal in Texas, and then a gold miner and a professional gambler in the Yukon, Rickard in 1903 established a casino in the mining town of Goldfield, Nevada. Now, to publicize the community, he promoted a world lightweight title fight in which Joe Gans defeated Oscar Battling Nelson on a foul in 42 rounds on September 3rd, 1906. Yeah, 42 rounds, okay? Didn't have no 12 or 15 round fights back then. A fight went until somebody was knocked out or either quit, okay? And rounds didn't have no 3-minute limit. A round ended when somebody was knocked down. And I think that was the fight. That fight went 42 rounds. And I believe Joe Gans broke his arm in the 34th round, and he fought the last 8 rounds with a broken arm. Okay? Yeah. That was in 1903. Okay. Now, no, 1906, excuse me. That was 1906. Now, Rickard then promoted Jack Johnson's successful defense of the heavyweight championship against former title holder James Jeffries at Reno, Nevada on July 4th, 1910, American Independence Day. So that was big. Now in 1920, Rickard gained control of Madison Square Garden in New York City. Okay. Yeah, so he owned Madison Square Garden also. Jay checks in his the adventures away until the end of the show. Yeah, because he got to go around the block, Thomas Hill, by 8 o'clock, you know? Yeah, he got to get back around. Because 8 plus 8 equals the hangout. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he always leaves comments and stuff too. He comes in and watches at some point during the day. He is usually up way early in the morning, you know? That's why he rests now, because 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, Jay is up doing stuff. Okay, now, on July 2nd, 1921, at Jersey City, New Jersey, Rickard staged the first boxing match to attract $1 million crowd. That was Jack Dempsey's 4-round knockout of George Carpenter. Then Chicago on September 22nd, 1927, Dempsey's unsuccessful attempt to regain the heavyweight title from Gene Tunney drew for Rickard the only $2 million gate in boxing history before the mid-1970s, okay? So this man was doing $2 million gates back in the 20s. Takes Rickard. I guess the Bob Father and Don King could learn from Promote Tech. Now, throughout his career, Rickard promoted promotions appealed to prejudice, okay? Black against white, Gans versus Nelson, Johnson versus Jeffries, Draft Dodger against World War I hero, Dempsey versus Carpenter, and American versus Foreigner, Dempsey versus Luis Angel Firpo of Argentina. Now, much of his press agentry was aimed at women, and he sought socially prominent patrons by organizing numerous fights for charity. Okay? Now, he was probably the first boxing impresario to prove expert at handling large crowds. Okay? In addition to his career as a boxing promoter, Rickard founded the New York Rangers hockey franchise in 1926, which he owned until his death. New York Rangers, was founded by this guy. Boxing promoter, owned the New York Rangers. Pretty big time guy, man. He was the Bob Father and Don King before the Bob Father and Don King. Okay? Now, next up is a company that was called Main Belt Promotion. What's up, Ernest Johnson? Salute. Ernest Johnson in the building. How you doing this afternoon, Ernest? Talking a little bit about boxing promoters, okay? and just finished talking about the first one that I know of, which was Plex Record. Like I was telling the chat, there had to be boxing promoters before him. Oh, come on, man. That's spam every day. There had to be promoters before him because there was boxing, right? And somebody had to put the fights together. So, yeah, he's the first known one, first documented promoter. And the first one that was having $1 million gates and all that type of stuff, yeah, was old Tex. Yeah, but salute, Ernest Johnson. Good to see you, bro. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the History Channel. Now, Main Belt Promotions. Main Belt was the precursor to Top Rank. Now, after the Floyd Patterson fight, Muhammad Ali founded his own promotional company, Main Belt. The company mainly handled Ali's boxing promotions and pay-per-view closed-circuit television broadcasts. The company's stockholders were mainly fellow Nation of Islam members, along with some others, including Bob Arum. Okay, so Bob Arum was with Main Belt before he started Top Rank. And Main Belt was founded in 1966. Main Belt Promotion, the precursor to Top Rank. Okay, now, next up is Top Rank. Okay, doing my best, Thomas Hill. Ernest says, I'm here, Cass, just listening. Good to have you, Ernest. Appreciate your support, bro. You came in and been a strong supporter ever since, and I appreciate that. 1,000%. Okay, now next up, let's talk a little bit about Top Rank. Okay, nothing in depth, just a brief little history and some of the fighters and fights these companies promoted over the years. That's all. Top Rank. Top Rank was founded by Jabir Herbert Muhammad and Bob Arum, and it was incorporated in 1973 and is based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Since its founding, Top Rank has promoted many world-class fighters. Now, people like Thomas Hill and McQueen probably heard this before because they used to be with me, but I used to come on late at night, 11 o'clock. But like Jay called, some of my day oneers. Okay. But Top Rank has promoted many world-class fighters, including, okay, Muhammad Ali, Alexis Arguello, Terrence Crawford, Oscar De La Hoya, Roberto Duran, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Marvin Hagler, Juan Manuel Marquez, Manny Pacquiao, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Eric Morales, Thomas Hearns, Paulie Ayala, Iran Barkley, Michael Carvajal, Larry Holmes, Ray Mancini, Carlos Monzon, Terry Norris, Gabriel Ruelas, Rafael Ruelas, James Toney, Kubrat Pulev, Guido Vianello, and Tyson Fury. A who's who of fighters over the years, okay? The Bob Father done promoted all of them, okay? The Bob Father done promoted all of them, okay? Ain't nothing the Bob Father haven't seen in boxing. Now, the company has promoted such super fights as Hagler versus Leonard, Chavez versus De La Hoya, Holyfield versus Foreman, Foreman versus Mora, Leonard versus Hearns, Hagler versus Hearns, Ali versus Frazier 2, and both Ali versus Spinks fights. The company also promoted George Foreman's comeback to regain the world championship, culminating in the knockout of the IBF WBA champion Michael Moorer on November 5th, 1994. That's when George Foreman became the oldest man in history to win a world championship, since bypassed by Bernard Hopkins. Okay, I think, well, B-Hop in his 50s or something. So Foreman was in his 40s. I believe B-Hop might have been 50 something. Yeah. But B-Hop is currently the oldest man to hold a boxing world championship. Previously, it was George Foreman. Now, early in his history, Top Rank promoted the Snake River Canyon jump of Daredevil Evel Knievel in September 1974. Evel Knievel was this guy that went around doing all kinds of crazy shit, man. Okay, now this event was at Twin Falls, Idaho, shown on paid closed circuit television in hundreds of theaters for about $10 each. Now the steam-powered Skycycle X2 had a premature deployment of its parachute, but Knievel survived. He would try to take a motorcycle and jump over like 20 cars lined up in a row, crazy stuff like that, man. He probably then broke every bone in his body. But it used to be a big thing back in the 70s. When Evel Knievel was having an event, man, everybody would tune in. And the Godfather even had a part of that, showing those, okay? Now in the early 1980s, Top Rank Boxing and then fledgling ESPN formed a partnership to bring weekly boxing to the cable network, which culminated with the first regularly televised boxing series since 1964, okay? The first event was held on April 10th, 1980 in Atlantic City, when middleweight Frank Fletcher decisioned Ben Serrano. Now, the original Top Rank Boxing on ESPN was the longest running cable series and weekly boxing series in history, okay, after celebrating its 16th consecutive year in 1996. Now, ESPN broke away from the contract after that, replacing it with Friday Night Fights, a new series that would feature fights from other promotions other than Top Rank, and it aired on ESPN2. Now, in July 2017, Top Rank began to soft launch a new broadcasting agreement with ESPN, beginning with Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn, followed by 2 more cards in August. That month, ESPN officially announced a multi-year agreement with Top Rank, calling for events airing across ESPN linear and digital properties, including its recently launched subscription service, ESPN Plus, and an option to carry events on pay-per-view. On August 2nd, 2018, ESPN extended the agreement with Top Rank through 2025. Okay, that's why we're seeing those nice fights, Top Rank fights on ESPN and ESPN Plus right now. And we got one coming up Thursday night, the card I was talking about a little earlier, Teofimo and Jermaine Ortiz. Who y'all got in that one anyway? I got Teofimo. Well, you know, it always depends on which Teofimo shows up, though. You always gotta factor that in. Okay. But if the Teofimo that shows up that fought Josh Taylor, then yeah, I got Teofimo. But it should be a good fight. And I can't say this enough. The co-main, Keyshawn versus Jose Pedraza. I love that fight for Keyshawn, man. They are moving him nicely over there. That is a good fight. We'll get him experience because Jose has seen everything, man. He's been in there against everybody. I love that fight for Keyshawn. What do you think, Thomas? Is that a good fight for Keyshawn or what? Jose Pedraza at this point. What does Keyshawn have? 10 fights? I think. Doesn't he have 10? Yeah. I love that. What's the likes looking like? Okay. 16. I'm gonna get 30 likes one day. Probably not 2 days, but one day. But salute to everybody in the chat. I appreciate everybody for stopping by with Cast Sports this afternoon, the History Channel. Okay. I'm still working on that thing where I'm gonna try to do every aspect of a match, making a boxing match from when the talks start all the way to when they get in the ring. But yeah, it's the research. I thought I was going to get it done this weekend, but the research has proven to be a little bit more demanding than I thought it was going to be. But I'm going to get it done. Okay, shooting for later on, toward the end of the week. Might be Friday. Yeah, but that's a lot goes into it, man. A lot. And them promoters, man, I don't see how they make any money. everything they go through making a boxing match. Wow. That's one thing I would not be a boxing promoter, man, because I was looking at all they do and everything. All the people's hands are out and everything, man. Woo. Because they got to pay for everything. You know, they got to pay for the venue. Well, I know the sanctioning body is in charge of getting the judges and the referees, but I haven't figured out who pays them yet. But I know the sanctioning body is in charge of picking the referees and the judges. Then the fighters and their teams get a say in it. You know, they can what's the word? Like nix them if they want to. You know, like if the sanctioning body come up with a certain referee or judge, the fighters and their teams have the right. Well, we don't want that one or whatever. But yes, a lot goes into it, man. But I'm working on it. I'm working. Okay, you know, Cash Sports gonna get it done. That's what I do. I figure stuff out. Okay, but next up. Next promotional company up is going to be Don King Productions. Okay, Don King Productions. Let me see. I gotta keep up with the chat too. Oh, I know if you're not working, you typing in old school. I know that for a fact, no doubt. You know, no doubt. You are a big time supporter, old school. I appreciate you, bro. You know, old school. I still don't agree with you on that Pitbull and Rolly fight. I don't care how much you chime in. Rolly gonna beat Pitbull, old school. You got it wrong. You picking Pitbull, okay? And Master Rolly stopped him. I'm gonna tell you, I told you so. I told you, old school. After Rolly stopped him, I can't wait to say, I told you, old school. You got that one wrong, old school. Rolly gonna stop him. Pitbull gonna run into something. That was a good thing Aunt McQueen brought up this morning too, real quick about who would be a good trainer for Rolly. I think it would have to be a fundamentals guy. But you know who would be a good one that's not around anymore would be Emmanuel Stewart, I think. Because he specialized in the knockout, right? And was good on working on people's jabs. Just think if Rolly had a good jab, right? I think Emmanuel, what you think about that, Aunt Emmanuel Stewart for Rolly? If you're still in here. I think Emmanuel Stewart would have been excellent for Rolly. Yeah. Old school says no, Cass. Rolly won't be able to handle the pressure. Okay. Yeah, Ernest got Rolly. Ernest got Pitbull by KO. Damn, Ernest. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. When is that anyway? Is it March? When is that? I forgot. That's on the Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman card, right? I keep getting it mixed up. I keep thinking it's on T.O. and Jermaine Ortiz, but no, that's Thursday. Pitbull and Rolly is on Tim Tszyu and who is it? Keith Thurman. Right, okay, yeah. But I got Rolly. Now, Don King Productions is next, okay? Now, Don King entered the boxing world in 1972 after convincing Muhammad Ali to box in a charity exhibition for a local hospital in Cleveland with the help of singer Lloyd Price. I'm going to have some time to drop the link today, too. Okay, Ernest says, Rolly has Taekwondo background. Yeah, I heard that, Ernest. I heard that about Rolly. He had a Taekwondo in his background. Yeah. Interesting. But Rolly doesn't have that. Rolly started late too, I think. He doesn't have that muscle memory like a Tank or a Shakur or a Devin, you know, somebody that started, you know, like before 10 years old, where they in there and stuff just naturally pop in. You don't have that type of muscle memory. But, and you can see it, you know. You can tell when a boxer started very early, like, you know. Yeah, oh yeah, and I was watching your Casual Corner this morning and then it just popped out. I couldn't get it back. Did you stay on? I was in there for like 5 minutes and then it just disappeared on me. And I searched for like 15 minutes trying to get it back because I know Tampa Tommy was in there too. But no, I couldn't get it back. But anyway, Don King entered boxing He convinced Muhammad Ali to box in a charity exhibition for a local hospital in Cleveland, and he had the help of the singer Lloyd Price in convincing Ali. Now, early on, Don King formed a partnership with a local promoter named Don Albaum, who already had a stable of fighters in Cleveland, and Albaum already had years of experience in boxing. That's the first time I ever heard of him. Now, in 1974, King negotiated to promote a heavyweight championship fight between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman in Zaire, popularly known as the Rumble in the Jungle. Now, the fight between Ali and Foreman was a much anticipated event. Many of King's rivals all sought to promote the fight, but King was able to secure the then record $10 million purse through an arrangement with the government of Zaire. And I told y'all before, Don came through this big concert. He had the who's who of R&B back then. He had James Brown, the Spinners, B.B. King, Bill Ayers. Wasn't that his name? Bill Ayers, something like that. He had all of them over there, man. Don King didn't just have boxing matches. He had events. Okay. He had events, but he secured that fight with an agreement with the government of Zaire, and it was a $10 million record purse at that time. $10 million was the record. Yeah. Okay. Ernest says that's why he's gonna have a brief nap with a side of loose legs. Yeah. Wow. Loose legs. Good one, Ernest. Loose legs. Old school says Rolly needs a coach that isn't going to put up with this nonsense. Rolly needs an old school coach. Yeah, Robert Garcia, old school, exactly. I said that on Jay's this morning. Or Jamal's coach. I can't remember his name. You're talking about Ronnie Shields, right? Jamal. Ronnie Shields, old school. But yes. Yeah. Me and GP said Robert Garcia this morning. Yeah. He would be good. Because Rolly needs a good fundamentals coach too, you know. That's where he's lacking. You know, give him a good jab, work on his footwork, and discipline. Yeah, discipline. Right. And defense. A good fundamentals coach. Which Robert Garcia is. Mm-hmm. Look how he took Marcus Madonna from a brawler and made him a world champion. Because when he first got Marcus Madonna, he was just basically a brawler, you know. And he made him, refined him, made him into a world champion. So yeah, old school. I agree with that 100%. Robert Garcia for Rolly, yes, that would be good. But that would be only if Robert Garcia want to deal with, because Robert Garcia is highly pro-Mexican. So, you know, I don't know if he would take on Rolly. Robert Garcia is highly pro-Mexican. Now, back to Don King. King arranged Ali's 1975 fight against journeyman Chuck Webner. It is widely believed this fight inspired Sylvester Stallone to write the screenplay for Rocky in 1976. And I told y'all the other day, Rocky is in the Hall of Fame, the real International Boxing Hall of Fame, with the same record I got, 0-0. Okay, ain't that crazy? 0-0. Me and Rocky got the exact same record. Yeah, Ronnie Shields, old school. That's him. I like that though, Ernest. A side of loose legs. I'm about to use that one. Loose legs. That's a good one there. I like that. Loose legs. Now, King solidified his position as one of boxing's preeminent promoters with the third fight between Ali and Joe Frazier in Manila, the capital of the Philippines, which King deemed the thriller in Manila. Now, aside from promoting the premier heavyweight fights of the 1970s, King was also busy expanding his boxing empire. Throughout the decade, he compiled an impressive roster of fighters, many of whom would finish their career with Hall of Fame credentials. Okay? Including Larry Holmes, Wilfred Benitez, Roberto Duran, Salvador Sanchez, Wilfredo Gomez, and Alexis Arguello. They would all fight under the Don King Productions promotional banner in the 1970s. Okay? Okay. Yeah, Ronnie Shields, old school. I read that. Okay, now, for the next 2 decades, King continued to be among boxing's most successful promoters. Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Julio Cesar Chavez, Aaron Pryor, Bernard Hopkins, Ricardo Lopez, Felix Trinidad, Terry Norris, Carlos Zarate, Azuma Nelson, Andrew Galata, Mike McCallum, Gerald McClellan, Meldrick Taylor. I'm seeing Al Booker today. Meldrick Taylor. Every time I see Meldrick Taylor, I think of Al Booker because Richard Steele. We go back and forth about that. Al Booker thinks Richard Steele was okay in stopping the fight with 2 seconds left. I think he was wrong. Meldrick Taylor, Marco Antonio Barrera, Tomas Adamek, John Ruiz, and Ricardo Mayorga are some of the boxers who chose King to promote many of their biggest fights. Now, as of 2024, King still promotes and is in talk with Canadian boxing promoter Dan Otter to stage the WBC Cruiserweight World Title belt sometime this year. Don King is still out there. He got AB, remember? But AB was supposed to fight, remember, in December, but it was an injury or something. Then I haven't heard anything about AB. Anybody heard anything about AB lately? I haven't. Since that fight got canceled in December. Now, he was going to get back on the scene. He needed to get that fight in. But hey, you can't help injury, you know. It's a part of sports, not just boxing, all sports. We got the Super Bowl this weekend, too. My Ravens ain't in it. I think Mahomes going to get it, what it will be, his 4th. Bruce Gass, boxing, jazz, and more. Salute, Bruce Gass. We're just taking a little look at promoters and promotional companies today. Okay, we've covered Tex Rickard, Kebab Father, Main Belt, which was the precursor to Top Rank. Of course, Don King. Yeah, that's what we've done so far. Tex Rickard. He's the first promoter that I know about. But like I was telling people, Bruce, there had to be people before him because there was boxing. Somebody had to put the matches together, right? And so Bob Arum and Don King, those 3 so far. But how are you this afternoon, Bruce Gass? Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports. Always good to have Bruce Gass in here. And that's another channel if you want to learn more about the history of boxing. Excellent channel to tune into. Bruce Gass, boxing, jazz, and more. Okay. Also, a member of that fire, what do you call it? Old school show on Sundays from the Hangout. Everybody telling me I should be up there. Man, I ain't getting up there with them guys. Bruce Gass, Kenny Ellis, Marvin McDowell, Bernard Hackett. What's the other guy named George from Philly? That's crazy about Devin Haney. I can't think of his name. But it's a fire show. I was in the first. But see, I always thought it was going to be the older guys that were regulars in the chat, you know, like Bruce Gass and Old School and Grapevine. But it's fire the way it is, too, you know. But I ain't going up there. Okay, let me see. Where are we? Next up will be Matchroom. Matchroom, the Hearns. Okay. But yeah, it's a fire show, though. I was a warrior yesterday because I didn't want to come in there and everybody start saying, Cass, get up there, get up there. So I stayed a warrior. I was lifting, y'all. I just didn't show my face. I stayed outside. I was a warrior. As soon as I want to see my name, Cass, get up there, Cass. Especially you, Thomas Hill, and GP, and Old School. So I stayed avoiding. Now, I didn't want to come in there. Old School, why don't you get up there? You was in the first one, remember? Yeah, that's right. Everybody follow me. Make Old School go up there. Okay, if Old School go up there, I'll go up there. How about that? If Old School go up there, I'll go up there. Okay, now, how about that? Got y'all on that one, didn't I? Yeah. It was this day, Bruce Gates? I did not know that. What is today? February 5th. Okay. All right. Oh, you went up at the end, Old School? Okay, Bruce Gas. Did you do that on your thing this morning? Yeah. February 5th, 1977, yeah. I was a senior in high school. No, I had graduated. Yeah. That was my first year out. I was on my way to the Air Force. Yeah. Okay, Bruce Gas. Okay, now, we're doing match room. Oh, you went up at the end of Old School? Okay. Old School went up at the end. Well, I wasn't in there. If I had left by then, Old School. If I'd have known, I still wouldn't have came up. No, Bruce Gas. I was at the one at the Baltimore Arena. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't at that one in Vegas. I always thought that was his first fight. Yeah, I was at it. He fought at Baltimore Arena. I believe Marvin McDowell was at that one too. No, I was not at the one in Vegas. No. I was only like 18 years old. I ain't had no money to make it to Vegas. I ain't got no money to make it to Vegas, as a matter of fact. Okay, but yeah, let's talk about Eddie Hearn. But yeah, Bruce Gas, I did not know that. February 5th, 1977, okay. No, I wasn't at that one though. I was at the old Baltimore Arena in downtown Baltimore, where the Baltimore Bullets used to play before they moved to DC. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. He fought, I don't even remember who he fought now. But anyway, let's go on. Okay. We're gonna touch on it was the Civic Center, then it's the Baltimore Arena now. Yeah. Baltimore Civic Center back in those days. Yeah, they call it the Baltimore Arena now. Or Royal Farm Arena, something like that. It's not, they have concerts and stuff there, but it's not all that anymore. What is it now, GP? The Royal Farms Arena or the Baltimore Arena? If you're still in here, GP. The Boxing Mania podcast, salute. Is it the Baltimore Arena now or the Royal Farms Arena? I can't remember. I haven't been down there in so long. Yeah, you're right, Bruce Gas. The old Baltimore Civic Center. The Boxing Mania podcast in the building. Salute to the Boxing Mania podcast. How are you today, bro? Welcome to another edition of Cat Sports. Okay, let me move on before I run out of time. I want to drop the link too. Matchroom is next. Okay, the Matchroom Sport is a UK-based sporting event promotions company founded by Barry Hearn and run by him and his son Eddie Hearn. Okay, now the company is based in Brentwood, Essex, and formed in 1982, and first came to attention in the sports of snooker and boxing. Snooker is just like pool, on the billiards table with the balls and all that stuff. Snooker. But that's what it first came to. Matchroom first came to attention in snooker and boxing. It's also involved in pool, bowling, golf, fishing, darts, table tennis, poker, and gymnastics. The Matchroom has been among the world's leaders in major boxing promotion and production for over 30 years. Okay. Now, since its debut in 1987 with the Pro Box banner, it has become renowned throughout the world for quality boxing entertainment. Okay. Now, that first promotion in 1987 was the Frank Bruno versus Joe Bugner heavyweight fight in front of 35,000 people at White Hart Lane. The Matchroom's current stable of boxing stars include Anthony Joshua, Katie Taylor, Josh Warrington, Bam Rodriguez, Dimitri Bivol, Juan Francisco Estrada, Joe Cordina, Jai Apataya, Alicia Baumgartner, Terry Harper, and Sandy Ryan. Now, The Zone, the subscription sports service, has a boxing rights agreement in the United States and Mexico to stage Matchroom's boxing events. Now, the deal began in 2018 for 8 years. Last year, 3 more years were added to the deal. The Matchroom has broadcasting agreements in the United Kingdom with Sky Sports, the BBC, and ITV. In April 2021, Barry Hearn stepped down as chairman, with his son Eddie Hearn taking over that role. Barry still continues as president in an advisory role. Okay, that was Matchroom. So just a little brief talk about these companies. Now, next up will be Golden Boy Promotions. Where's Golden Boy? Oh, there we go. Ooh, it's getting hot. Do I have a heat on in here? Just Do Boxing. Salute. Just Do Boxing has entered into the building. Salute, Just Do Boxing. How are you today? How was that weekend, bro? Welcome to another episode of Cat Sports. Just Do Boxing, The Voice. Coming up in about a half hour or so. A little over half hour. Oh, 40 minutes. I'm getting you warmed up for The Voice, as I always do. Here we're going to go on over there and listen to Just Do Boxing cook. Okay. Always a good cook, good fire cook. His show is exactly what his name is. Just Do Boxing. Everybody get their Just Do over there. Okay. Now where were we? We are going to now talk about Golden Boy Promotions. Okay. Then I'm gonna drop the link because we're gonna have like 30 minutes when I finish. I should be finishing up in the next 10 minutes. Yeah. Bruce Gas. Yeah, you're right. That was the Baltimore Civic Center then, but now it's either the Baltimore Arena or the Royal Farms Arena. I'm not sure. Gregory Pratt must not be in here anymore. Yeah, he would know. He's my fellow Baltimorean. I think it's the Royal Farms Arena. I haven't been down there in so many years. Yeah. Downtown Baltimore is like a ghost town. Nothing like it used to be back in them days. They trying. You know. Okay, Golden Boy Promotions. Golden Boy Promotions Incorporation is an American boxing promotional firm based in Los Angeles, California. Now, the company was established in 2002 by an 8-time world champion in 6 divisions, Oscar De La Hoya. And he borrowed his nickname, Golden Boy, to name the company. Okay. The company promoted the May 5th, 2000 super fight. Excuse me, I need a drink of water. Excuse me for 1 second, please. That water is so good. I put it up top in the freezing to get a little ice floating around it. There's nothing better than H2O. Not soda, beer, wine, liquor. Nothing is better than a nice cold bottle of H2O with ice floating around in it. That's what I got right now. Take another drink real quick. Then we're going to continue with Golden Boy. Can't get my throat cleared. Okay. Yeah. Golden Boy promoted the May 5th super fight. May 5th, 2007 super fight between Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather Jr. This was at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now Mayweather Jr. won the fight by a split decision. Very close fight. Mayweather Jr.'s own father said Oscar won. Floyd Sr. Yeah. Very close fight. If Oscar had got the nod, he couldn't have been mad either, because that was one judge gave it to Oscar. That was a very close fight. I was kind of thinking like that old was gone. But that was early though, early. Floyd wasn't anywhere close to 50-0 at that time. But yeah, could have been gone at that fight, man. Everybody talk about Castillo and the Madonna fight. This Oscar fight was pretty close to the old being gone too, man. Nobody talks about that much like they do. What's his name? Castillo. They say he arguably lost that first fight. What about that Oscar fight, man? They don't talk about that enough, because that was close. That fight was very close, man. Oscar kind of ran out of gas at the end. And that's what Rogers said early in that fight. He said, MF going to run out of gas. Just take your time. Keep doing what you're doing. The MF going to run out of gas. Remember that? And Oscar ran out of gas too at the end. I thought he did, yeah. But a very close fight, very close fight. Okay, so we talked about promotional companies today. Now the fight was won by Mayweather via split decision. Okay. Yeah, that's all you drink? Bruce gas is water? Yeah. I drink something a little harder on every now and then, but not too often. Holidays, stuff like that. Okay. Now, split decision. Now, this fight between Mayweather and De La Hoya once held the records for most pay-per-view buys and as the second highest grossing fight in the history of the sport. Okay. Now, those have been bypassed since then, of course. That was 17 years ago. Now, Golden Boy co-promoted with Top Rank the Dream Match, Oscar De La Hoya versus Manny Pacquiao on December 6, 2008. Manny got that one, okay. Now in January 2017, Golden Boy signed a contract to bring their boxing promotions to ESPN under a 2-year deal for a total of 48 fights. Now in October 2018, fighting under the Golden Boy banner at the time, Canelo Alvarez signed an 11-fight deal with sports streaming site DAZN. Okay. Now, at the time of the signing, Alvarez's deal was the richest athlete contract in sports history. Okay. Now, Alvarez, also Golden Boy's biggest star at the time, parted ways with the company in 2020. I was looking at an interview about Oscar talking about that yesterday. He was bitter about that, man. Yeah. I forgot what the interview was on, yeah. And just then him and Canelo kind of salty towards each other. Okay. Canelo parted ways with the company in 2020. And of course, he was their biggest star. He was anybody's biggest star, promoting the company he's with right now. But anyway, some of Golden Boy's current top fighters are Ryan Garcia, Virgil Ortiz, and Floyd Schofield. Yeah. And think of many others over there. Now, Golden Boy currently has a long-term multi-fight contract with DAZN the global sports streaming platform. Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link after this. Okay, Mayweather Promotions. Mayweather Promotions is a boxing promotional firm founded in 2007 by Floyd Mayweather Jr. after exercising a provision in his contract with Bob Arum and Top Rank that allowed him to become a free agent for the price of $750,000. Al Heyman has been an advisor of Mayweather since then. Now, I didn't do one on Al Heyman because it's not a promotion. PBC is not a promotional company. It's a management company. So I didn't do them. This is on from promoters and promotional companies. Now, Mayweather Promotions also promotes forms of live entertainment, including sporting events, live musical and theatrical events, and film and television broadcasts. Mayweather Promotions is also known for playing a big role in guiding the current face of boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis, to superstardom. Had to put that in. I'm a huge Tank fan. Had to put that in there. Now, Leonard Ellerby is the current CEO of the company. Okay. Now, Frank Warren, Queensberry Promotions. Okay. Frank Warren, Queensberry Promotions. Ooh. Well, I got my usual 20 likes. I'm going to get 30 one of these days. Okay, Frank Warren, he was born February 28, 1952. He's an English boxing manager and promoter. Warren and his son, George, own and run Queensberry Promotions. Warren was also a founder of the British boxing television channel, Box Nation, which ran for over 11 years from 2012. Warren has promoted and managed world champions and top-ranked fighters, including Nassim Hamad, Frank Bruno, Tyson Fury, Josh Warrington, Joe Kawasaki, Nigel Benn, Billy Joe Saunders, Steve Collins, Chris Eubank Jr., Amir Khan, and Ricky Hatton. Now, Warren entered boxing after being approached by his second cousin, Leroy McLean, who, having just lost a fight and wanting a rematch, could not find a promoter. Warren agreed to become an unlicensed promoter, getting McLean a trainer who had worked with Chris Finnegan, and made the rematch at the Rainbow Theater, Finsbury Park. Okay? He's dirty. Warren's first licensed show was held at the Bloomsbury Crest Hotel in London in 1980, promoting two unknown United States heavyweights. However, if you're watching my show, you know I like that word. However, although he had arranged TV coverage, he was blocked from broadcasting the fight by the British Boxing Board of Control rules, preventing first-timers from televising their first fights. However, Warren was later given his first TV date with the BBC in a British light welterweight fight between London's champion Clinton McKenzie and Coventry contender Steve Early. Warren soon became a leading figure in British boxing, and since has managed some of Britain's best boxers of the last 25 years, including Chris Nassim Hamad, Nigel Benn, Joe Kawasaki, Ricky Hatton, Derek Chisora, Nicky Piper, and Amir Khan. Warren guided Hamad to become Britain's youngest ever world champion. Warren also signed the 2004 Olympic lightweight silver medalist Amir Khan and guided him to be a world champion. He continued this post-Olympic record by signing others after the 2008 Olympics. And in December 2007, Warren was elected to the International Boxing Hall of Fame and was inducted in June 2008. Okay, and the last one is Boxer. Okay, now Boxer was founded by Ben Shalom. Okay, and it began as Ultimate Boxing. organizing 8-man professional boxing elimination tournaments, starting in April 2018 and proceeding to host a total of 6 tournaments under the original name. In August 2020, Ultimate Boxer rebranded to Boxer and announced its first signee, the winner of the Ultimate Boxer 3 tournament, Derek Osaze. The following month, and under the new branding Boxer, it announced its 7th tournament, Boxer Series 7, would take place in November 2020 with a new 4-man elimination format. In June 2021, it was announced that Boxer had signed a 4-year deal with Sky Sports. In September, Boxer revealed their roster of fighters, including Huey Fury, Savannah Marshall, and Caroline DuBois, as well as promotional deals with Clarissa Shields and Chris Eubank Jr. Now, a co-promotional deal was also made with Bob Arum's Top Rank in regards to the world title fight between Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall. Boxer's first event on Sky Sports was a co-promotion with Wasserman Boxing, featuring Eubank Jr. on October 2nd, 2021. Now, the most notable high-profile event associated with Boxer was between domestic rivals Amir Khan versus Kell Brook on February 19th, 2022. The some of Boxer's current stable include Adam Azim, Zach Shelley, Caroline DuBois, Natasha Jonas, Savannah Marshall, Joshua Boazzi, and Dan Aziz. And there you have it. Promoters and promotional companies. I'm going to drop the link in there. We got about 25 minutes or so. Okay? I'm going to get that 30 likes one day. I'm 9 away. But it's all good. Just Do Boxing coming up next. The Voice. Always get a nice fire show there. You know? Can't go wrong with The Voice. Dropping this link on in. Anybody want to chop it up or chop it down? Since Jay Hardcore told me about instead of using the laptop, you know, go with your phone. But how's everybody this Monday afternoon? Hope y'all enjoying this show. I enjoy the interaction with my people every day. They call me 2 o'clock shorty. Shorty, that's me. Okay, here comes the link. All right. What's up, GP? What they call that place now, GP? Is it Royal Farms Arena or the Baltimore Arena? I surely don't know. You know how long I've been there. Last time I went, it was the Baltimore Civic Center, like Bruce Gasper said. So, you know, I ain't been there in like 40 years. But I believe it's the Royal Farms Arena now. Yeah, I think. What's dope nickname? Oh, that's a dope nickname. Okay. Oh, it's 2 o'clock shorty? Oh, you like that, Ernest? Okay. Yeah, Jay Hardcore gave it to me. From the Hangout. Yeah, have you ever been over to the Hangout, Ernest? 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Yeah. Or Just Do Boxing, 4 o'clock, right after me. Or the Rise Podcast. And then Remo's hashtag Let's Talk Fashion on Wednesdays. All fire shows. Hashtag Let's Talk Fashion is a blend of fashion, sports, and entertainment, and life. All fire shows. Check them out, man. If you like mine, you would definitely like them. We're part of this JBT outfit. Got old school in here today. Damn, dude, I spoke him up. There's old school right there. Okay, let me see. Oh, there we go. I couldn't find the curse to old school. There we go. What's up, old school?
What's happening, Cass?
Not too much.
Hey.
Another day.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever watched them UK, what do they call them? Them underground fights. And the winner, instead of a world champion, he's called the governor.
No, I never heard of that.
Look it up when you get a chance.
When do they come on, old school?
Well, I mean, it don't come on all the time. It's like an underground thing. There's a few of them that have been taped and all that other shit, and you can find them on YouTube, the fights.
Okay, YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
They had a guy, two old guys back in the day, Lenny McLean and Roy Shaw.
I think I heard of Lenny. Lenny McLean, yeah.
Yeah, Lenny McLean made some movies and shit. He was pretty famous. He won the governor fight against Roy Shaw. Roy Shaw was an ex-prison guy, beat the hell out of everybody in prison, crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
In fact, he didn't do well in public at all. They used to bring him to public and had to keep an eye on him because he'd start a fight in a heartbeat, you know?
Damn.
But yeah, the last governor that I what the hell was it got? The last one that I heard of, what the hell was that dude's name?
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't remember. Anyway, Frank Warren was involved in that.
He did what?
He had money in that shit.
Oh, Frank Warren? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Lenny McLean is his cousin. I just talked about him.
Right. He was somewhere related to Lenny McLean.
Yeah. That was the first fight he promoted. Was Lenny McLean had got beat and he couldn't find a promoter, so he got Frank to do it. That's how he got into promoting. Yeah.
Yeah, Lenny McLean was a crazy old fool.
Okay. So what's the
he was another one just like Roy. He'd fight anybody, anytime.
Well, how many rounds do they go? What's the format?
Oh God, they pretty much go till somebody drops.
Oh man, like the old days.
Right. Decker Heggie is the last guy. Decker Heggie is the last guy I remember that was the governor.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's had some stints in pictures and movies and stuff like that.
Okay. Now it's not bare knuckles, is it? It's with gloves,
yeah, pretty much.
Really? Oh man, I gotta check that out.
There was the old version. I'm talking about the version before Bare Knuckles came out on TV.
Okay. But does it still come on?
Huh?
Does it still be on YouTube?
Oh, the fights and all are. You can find some of them. Some of them aren't posted. Some of them got busted by police and shit like that. And they were supposed to be against the law, but they still held the damn thing.
Okay, you know how YouTube is. I guess I put in governor or something and can get it to pull it up, right? Something like that.
Yeah, what you do is pull up the governor. Okay. The governor fights in the UK. That's how I put in the search. The governor fights in the UK. And when you pull it up, you'll see Lenny McLean usually pops up first.
Okay.
But you'll see, as you scroll down, you'll see Roy Shaw versus Lenny McLean. Watch that one first, dude. That is a damn good fight.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's right, old school. Lenny McLean is Frank Warren's cousin. Yeah. Yeah, they're related. Okay. So
I tell you what, they beat the hell out of each other.
But you're saying Frank Warren has something to do with that, right?
Yeah, he had a lot to do with it. Behind the scenes, he wouldn't let nobody know, but if you watch some of the interviews they talk about, he's one of the guys that put money into that shit.
And he in the Hall of Fame.
Dude, they used to do the fights. They used to do the fights in like these small, like arenas or ballrooms, big ballrooms and shit like that. And,
yeah.
Pray to God the cops didn't get him and shut him down.
Yeah. Wow.
Somebody like me that loves combat, you know I'd find that crap.
Yeah, that's what I know. I was getting ready to say that. You wouldn't mind going over there and being in it.
But yeah, believe it or not, I think John Fury was in a couple of them fights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Well, probably was, knowing him.
Yeah, they had a lot of guys that were gypsies that used to enter them fights.
Yeah, that's right up there, alley then.
Yeah.
I've heard of a guy named Huey Fury. Is he any relation to the Tyson Fury and John Fury crowd? Huey Fury.
I keep saying, dude, I do it for the money. Give me John Fury. Get him in the ring. I will knock his fat ass out.
I know he's not still doing it. That was when he was younger, right? He old now. John is. Oh
yeah, John is now. John, look. Yeah. Somebody challenged him. Some old man bodybuilder. And they were gonna do it to those rules, to the governor rules.
Oh really?
But I don't know. I think John Fury got cold feet because the dude the old man he was gonna fight was one big dude.
Yeah. John said, hell no.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that enter that are like, what do you call it? The doormen and stuff like that for bars and
bouncers.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
in fact, a couple of the old UFC people had been in them fights too.
Yeah, that'd be right up there, alley too. Yeah. Well, what kind of money you make doing that stuff?
I don't know. I think the payout for Lenny McLean, if I remember right, and Roy Shaw, I think it was like, if I remember right now, I could be wrong. It was like 50,000.
Damn, that ain't bad. Shit, I could use that. But that was over there in the UK, right? That was mainly over there in the UK, though. That was mainly over there.
That was over in the UK. It ain't anywhere else.
Okay, yeah. Now that bare knuckles, that's legal, though. You know. That shit. And that's crazy.
Yeah, if it's sanctioned, but what they were doing was not sanctioned.
I know. Yeah, I know. I was talking about the bare knuckles. They got that over there too, and they got it over here too. Now that's sanctioned and everything. Bare knuckles. Those are some crazy ass people too that do that shit, man.
Look, I don't like. I'll be honest. Huh? I don't like them fights. For one, they usually go after the guys who are washed up out of the UFC or out of boxing, guys that should not be in the ring no more, and they put them in the ring with these guys, get knocked the frick out.
Yeah, no.
And I don't go for that shit.
Isn't Austin Trout mixed up in that, doing that now? Bare knuckles?
Do what now?
Austin Trout, isn't he doing bare knuckles?
I thought I heard his name.
Yeah.
Oh God. They put Chuck Liddell in there. Chuck Liddell was from the UFC. Chuck Liddell was not supposed to fight anymore. Dana White made Chuck Liddell quit fighting because he was having brain issues. And them stupid son of a bitches put him in there with Tito Ortiz and he got his brains beat out.
Damn. No, he
didn't. Dude. I don't like the shit at all. You know, it's one thing if you're putting guys in there that are young, that have never been through all that, but when you're putting these old timers in there that have had their heads kicked in and all that shit, and they already messing up with their speech and everything, and you put them in there doing that? No, bro, no.
And that's bare knuckles, man. That's
crazy. These guys are getting all cut up and everything. You remember Paul Magley even did it.
Did he?
Yeah, he fought one of the UFC guys.
Damn. I don't watch it.
Yeah, Paulie got his ass whooped.
You know, they all busted up before the fight even started from the last fight.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why I don't like it, bro. I just do not like the bare knuckle shit.
They got women too, old school, doing that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. What do you think about T.O. and Thursday night? The fight we got coming up Thursday.
Look, it depends on what T.O. shows up. If the TO that fought Cambosa shows up, he's getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
TO's got a problem. He lets the fame go to his head. Now he's got a title in his hands again. Will he let the fame go to his head and show up like he did against Cambosis? That's the question.
Yeah, like I said, if the one that fought Josh Taylor shows up, then he'll win. I think he'll be.
When Teal's focused and he's got his mind right, Teal can fight. I ain't taking nothing away from the dude when he's focused. When he's not focused and he's got his head in the clouds, he's getting his ass kicked.
What about the co-main, Keyshawn?
Who's he fighting again?
Pedraza. I like that fight with Keyshawn. Jose Pedraza.
Yeah, he should win that.
Yeah,
Pedraza's pretty much on his way out.
That'd be a nice, good test for him against a veteran, though. Pedraza getting some work, I like that. That's what he needs. What he had, like,
I want to see Keyshawn versus Martin.
Andy? Who? Oh, Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a good.
We know he's not going to fight Andy Cruz because Andy Cruz beat his ass 4 times in amateurs.
4 times. Yeah, 4 times. That I think one day they might hear that though. Andy said he was his daddy, man. He can't let that slide. He said, "I'm your daddy."
If Keyshawn fights him, it's not going to be right away. Keyshawn is probably going to want to get some wins under his belt before, because that's got to be in his head that he lost 4 times to the man.
Yeah, and they're going to build that because that's got a good storyline to it. They got the history and the amateurs. That'll be a good one down the line. But who is
Keyshawn can fight. I ain't taking nothing away from him. The kid can fight.
Yeah.
He does have his glitches though. I've seen weaknesses in him that he's not ready for the big guys yet.
Nah. What he got? 10 fights? 9 or 10?
Yeah, something like 9 or 10.
Yeah, he's not ready yet. Yeah. Get some more under his belt,
He's got a little too much play in him right now.
Andy Cruz is on the fast track, though. He came out the gate fighting 10 rounds.
Andy Cruz can fight, bro.
He'll be like David Morrell, get up like 9, 10 fights. He's ready.
Andy Cruz may not have a bunch of power at all, but Andy Cruz can fight. He's going to hit you with so many punches, he's going to make you want to get out of there.
And he got a good trainer, too. He's with Bosley,
Yep.
That was a good move. That was an excellent move when they did that. I loved that when I heard that. He was with Bosley. That was the best thing he could have done. And he got all that Cuban background, that Cuban boxing school, man,
Absolutely.
I can't wait till he gets up there and gets in there with somebody. What is he, lightweight, 135? Is that where he is? Or is it 140?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. 35?
Yeah, they had 35. Him and Keyshawn.
Okay, 35. Yeah. Yeah. And then this weekend, I don't know what we got this weekend. I think it's the more fighters from the UK or something. Another UK call. Hey, did they reschedule Fury and Usyk for March? I heard that, but I'm not sure I heard right.
Man, I like how the Saudis told both of them, look, anybody backs out of anything from here, you're paying me $10 million.
But did it get rescheduled?
I think it did.
Okay, I thought I heard it was March.
The Saudis ain't gonna put up with that nonsense of canceling fights and stepping out and all that shit. They ain't gonna put up with that. They put a lot of money into that shit.
I know. I like that too. Everybody back out. You owe 10. It's $10 million, right?
Yes, sir.
That's a good policy.
Damn straight. I tell you what, it'll put a stop to the nonsense.
That's right. Before the win said he got him on the fast track. Talking about Andy, yeah.
Well, look, Andy fought in amateurs for a long time. Andy's ready.
Yeah, them Cubans come in there ready, man. They got that amateur background like nobody else have, man. Mm-hmm.
And the way Andy looked in his last fight, that dude's ready.
Yeah, he is. He most certainly is. I think. I
hope his next fight is a step up.
I think he beat Keyshawn right now, old school.
I think he would.
I think he would too. Right now.
Right now.
Fight Saturday. I would pick Andy. Yeah.
With the pressure he comes with, I don't think Keyshawn can handle that pressure.
Yeah. There ain't no knock against Keyshawn. I'm just saying that's
No,
how good Eddie
no
is.
knock against Keyshawn. I'm just saying that dude brings some pressure, dude. He's coming after
Eddie's
you.
so good. He can box, man. Yeah, and he working.
He's gonna hit you with everything but the kitchen sink.
Up there with Boots and them. Yeah, he's ready. Yeah. And what you think about Boots, man? Burials? Oh, I don't have no idea. It was
Poor
talking
Burials.
That done died down now.
Poor Burials.
Oh, Eddie
I like
Hearn
Burials.
Now,
Burials is too brave for his own damn good. He needs to leave Boots alone.
He'll take the smoke. Oh, Eddie Hearn stood in there Saturday talking about Conor Benn, want the top names at 147. Well, there you go, Eddie, right there.
I want to see Boots and Conor Benn.
I know. They was talking about that one time.
Boots is gonna whoop the crap out of Ben too.
And after the fight Saturday, Eddie said Conor want the top names at 47. You don't get no more top than that, do you? Boots. You know what I mean?
Look, Conor Benn does not have a good gas tank.
No.
By the 5th or 6th round, he starts wearing down. Boots will knock his ass out by the 6th round. Watch.
And he ain't gonna be able to keep Boots off of him neither.
Nope.
Boots gonna be all over it. I think so.
And it might end quicker than that, because if Ben comes in there swinging crazy, he's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, early.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd say 6 or less. I can see that. Yeah, in that fight. I just want somebody to fight the dude, man. Because he's in 4th since July now, so it's about time for him to get in the ring. What's that, like 7 months ago? It's February. I hate to see that happen to the guy, man.
Another one I wouldn't mind seeing fight him too is Stanionis.
Yeah, he said he needed a tune-up because he been out for a year. Remember that situation him and Virgil went through those, what was it, 2 times it got canceled? And that was a smart move. Boots is not the person you want to get in the ring with off of a year's layoff, man. And Cody Crowley just flat out said no. They offered him $1 million.
No, I was saying I want to see Stanionis and Ben.
Oh, Stanionis and Ben, okay. Yeah, that would be good. I got Stanionis in that one.
So do I.
Yeah, that would be good though. I never thought about that yet. Yeah, Ben, time for him to step up next against somebody. Yeah.
Stanionis is definitely better than Ben. He's not as good as Boots, but he's definitely better than Ben.
Yeah.
If Eddie actually thinks that Conor Benn's halfway ready for Boots, put him in there with Stanionis and find out.
Yeah. Stanionis gonna bring that pressure to him.
Yep, Stanionis gonna put him on the canvas.
You probably get him out of there.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I figure about the 7th, 8th round when he runs out of gas.
Hey, what you think about Barrios and Ben? You think Barrios and Ben?
Barrios another good one. Barrios will whoop him.
I think Barrios will out-decision him. Take a decision from him. I don't think he'll stop him, but he'll get a decision.
Now that Ben ain't got his little eggs anymore for his extra strength, all he's got is a bunch of freaking hype now.
That's all.
Barrios can fight. I don't care what anybody says. Barrios can fight.
Yeah. This might be the first Saturday, might have been the first fight Ben ever fought clean.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're about to get what you call Boots and Barrios. I feel bad, man, because I don't think Barrios is definitely not ready for Boots, but it is what it is. The kid's got heart.
Yeah, at least he's taking it. Yeah.
Hopefully if he starts taking a beating, they stop it.
They stop it, yeah. Who is his trainer? He used to have Virgil Hunter. I don't think didn't Virgil used to have Virgil Hunter at one time? I think. I don't
Who's
think
that?
he has him anymore. Virgil. Didn't he have Virgil Hunter at one time? I think he left him or something. I think it was Virgil Hill.
I don't know.
Virgil Hunter, what's his name? Virgil Hunter, ain't it? I think he left him. Yeah. I don't know who, but I just hope he's trained. Like you said, his trainer will stop it. Don't let him stand in there like really and take that beating.
Yeah, if he starts taking a beating, dude, throw the damn towel in.
Yeah.
You don't want to ruin the young man. The young man's got heart. He's on his way up the ladder. He can fight his ass off. I don't want to see him get ruined, you know?
Remember that Vila beating? You haven't heard anything from him since.
What's that?
The way Boots beat Vila, we haven't heard anything from Vila since. Remember?
Yeah.
Nothing. So I would hate to see that happen to Barrios.
Yeah, I don't want to see that happen at all. Like I said, if they going pretty good, let them go. But if Barrios starts taking a beat and throw the damn towel in, get him out of there.
Yeah, taking that beating, have no chance of winning. Stop the fight, man.
Yeah.
Boots was way ahead of Vila. Why was he still in there? Let that man take that beating like that. That was senseless, man. It was senseless.
Well, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Boots is gonna outbox him.
Yeah. No question. No question. Well, look here, old school. We getting on into 4 o'clock, so I got to get on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming up, though. Keeping everything.
No problem, bro. I'll holler at you later.
All right, take it easy, old school.
Peace.
You, bro. All right, peace to you, bro. All right, another Cast Sports in the books. Hope you enjoyed the Promoters and Promotional Company show today. Just Do Boxing, the Boxing Menu podcast, Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Ernest Johnson, D for the win. Reno hashtag JBT, the Rise Podcast. Salute to the Rise Podcast. Attentive Aunt McQueen, Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT, the mayor of YouTube Boxing. Mike Masick, Gregory Pratt, hashtag JBT, aka GP. And appreciate Old School for coming up on the panel today, helping keep the show flowing. Salute William Old School Rant. Another Cast Sports in the book. Appreciate everybody. I'm gonna run on over to Just Do Boxing now. Hopefully I'll see y'all over there. Appreciate everybody for continuing to support my growing channel. Cast Sports, y'all. Everybody have a good day.